In a recent survey of over 60 houses in my 35-year-old upscale Chicagoland neighborhood, I found a couple of new driveways, average replacement cost $12,000 to $13,000, that have original expansion joints, both fiber and plastic. I would estimate that the fiber expansion joint material lasts about 10 years, the plastic perhaps a little longer. What happens after the material degrades and moisture gets in between and under the cement? Unless one somehow fills the space between the concrete slabs, cracking and heaving, causing trip hazards, snow shoveling problems, and damage to snowblower paddles will occur. To fill the spaces, I found that in my neighborhood, just a few residents have used concrete joint sealant, which typically sells for $10 for a 10-ounce tube or about $1 an ounce. Family Handyman's webpage of how to reseal driveway expansion joints gives a nice overview online of what needs to be done to use the joint sealant. I estimate that a sealant job lasts for about 5 to 6 years. Material costs in the way of backer rod and sealant may cost several $100s. Labor costs are your own, but may involve cleaning and possibly grinding the cement, as well as laying in the backer rod and squeezing out the sealant. Professional services may not be easy to find, as the material and labor price of doing it right often will scare away customers who then just decide to leave it be. But the heaving and cracking, as well as the place for unsightly weeds to grow, will go on. So what is a poor man homeowner to do? Here are some slides and videos to walk you through your choices. The first slide shows you a new driveway with fiber expansion joint material. By the way, when the expansion joint material degrades, it's relatively difficult then to cut down new fiber material and pound it down to replace the old. The second slide shows you a relatively new driveway with plastic expansion joint material. The third slide shows you a driveway with a 3 to 5-year-old professional plastic seal job. Notice the separation from the concrete already occurring, letting in a measure of moisture. The fourth slide shows the original fiber expansion joint material already decomposed and the resulting spaces between the concrete slabs, offering moisture a chance to heave and crack the concrete. This fifth slide shows grass growing in the space between the concrete slabs. The sixth slide shows weeds and heaving, again, not only a trip hazard, but a problem for snow shoveling and causing snowblower paddle damage. The seventh slide shows dirt accumulation, weeds, and heaving. This first video shows the poor man's solution to filling expansion joints. In place of a bag of polymeric locking sand used for pavers costing around $30 per bag, buy a bag of coarse sand, not playground sand, which is too fine, and a bag of vinyl cement patch, together costing probably about $10. I would not recommend a standard bag of concrete mix, as some of the sand material may be too large for use in the cracks. But you're welcome to experiment. My own solution is to take 1 part coarse sand to 1 to 2 parts of concrete patch. In the beginning, if the moisture has washed away the dirt below the concrete, you may be pouring in a good bit of the mixture. Alternatively, you can use backer rod for large separations. At any rate, start with a trial area. Clean out any debris from the separation, then fill it with your mixture. Then, when finished, pour a small amount of water to wet the joint. Too much will wash it away, especially on a slope. Within an hour or so, the mixture will set, as shown in this second video. Check to see that it is hard. If not, adjust your mixture, likely adding a bit more concrete patch to the mix proportions. However, too much concrete patch in the mix will likely harden and shatter over the course of seasonal weather changes. Therefore, make and keep a record of what, where, and how much you used during your application. This 8th slide shows you the results of the application an hour later. This 9th slide shows you the resulting problems of too much concrete patch. The 10th slide shows you the result of a successful application a year later. The 11th slide shows you the result of a successful application 2 years later with moss growing on the concrete mix. The 12th and final slide shows you the result of a successful application 3 years later with some of the moss dying and sometimes pulled out by squirrels as they unsuccessfully search for grubs. At that point, think about adding another cycle of cleaning and adding concrete mix to that portion of your driveway. Especially before winter, you can also use a concrete patch to patch up any divots in your driveway, saving you many thousands of dollars in driveway repair or replacement. Good luck. I hope you click on helpful and subscribe. Also check out our playlists in the description below for helpful and interesting videos on a number of topics.